Being a woman is a terrifying experience. It's an enraging experience. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful experience. Being a black woman is a beautiful experience. Wouldn't trade it for anything. Don't want to come back as anything else but a black woman. And also, it is a terrifying, enraging experience. Every day you have to reason with people, um, and try to appeal to people's humanity and explain why you deserve good things. Ugh, why you deserve respect, why you deserve dignity, why you deserve belief, right? And yet, the entire world wants everything you have. They are at the same time telling you that you are worthless while also using you to the point of death. It's like being a black woman is a terrifying experience. Being a woman is a terrifying, like, I wrote this poem and I mean, I don't even know, prose, maybe it's just a list, I don't know. But the question was, what would I do in a world without men? Like, if men didn't exist, right? If men did not exist, what would I do in this world? And it was stuff like dance naked under the moon in my backyard. It was stuff like go for a walk. You know what I mean? At night. It was stuff like go dancing. Just like things that men do, right? I don't know about, being naked under the moon. But things that things men do without even thinking about it. Like, duh, I'm just gonna run down the street with my shirt off. What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, whatever. I'm gonna go to the club and, violence and stuff like that affects everybody. But I'm talking about like no one's going to follow you home. No one's going, you know what I mean? Like, no one's gonna grab your body and grind on it like without asking permission. Like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not gonna happen to men. It's such a bizarre thing for men. It's for men to think of, and then they shame men for doing it to each other, not because it's wrong, but because it's two men. I hope, okay, I'm just having this moment because it's like we are forced to live around men that hurt us and that see us as things to use, to dominate, to discard when they're done with us, steal from. And I'm not just talking like possession, I'm talking also like ideas, you know, ideas. And we're just supposed to be okay. And then with all that rage and fear, right? And pain and trauma and hurt, then we're not allowed to be angry. It's like, this don't even make no sense. But like I was scrolling on what brought about this thought. I was scrolling on TikTok, just, to see what people are talking about. And every time, like on the live streams, like there's some beautiful things that I love following. Like I get nature videos. Let me talk about this to calm myself down. Ooh, to regulate, because hold on. Ooh, okay, so I watch nature videos. There's this guy who lives in Canada, and he sits on his porch and he feeds squirrels and birds nuts. It's such a joy. It's so simple, right? And it brings me so much joy. There's a guy who goes on walks every day. I think like he has PTSD, and he uses nature to cope. I love that. That's beautiful. There are there are black women I follow on lives, and they're gaming and they're having fun, and I love that. And then also the algorithms will throw a few videos in there of these debate panels, and debating about things like, I don't know, which movie is better, you know, or do you like summer or autumn? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm down for those. What I'm not down for are debates about people's well-being and like the right to goodness. Like, I'm not about to debate with you about why black women don't deserve good things. Like, I'm not about to do that with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the fact that what frustrates me is that people act online how they would not act in real life. And so in real life, we're finding out the underbelly, like the ugliness of people. You know what I'm saying? And like even some people I've been friends with, right? Like Shout out to Facebook for for exposing people, but like finding out like, oh, this is what you thought this whole time, like, and I think that lens into people's hearts is sometimes depressing because you realize people don't even believe that we should be good to people. Like people don't even believe that Black women are human. People don't even believe that, like, and it's so frustrating because at first I was trying to reason with people because why? Why would I do that? At first I was trying to reason with people like, and then I'm like, why am I reasoning with people for my humanity? But then two, it's like these people want to remain unconvinced, Alicia. They don't actually want um humanity. They don't want people to treat Black women in a humane way, right? Because Black women were brought here as a tool, right? As something to bring them ease and convenience and money, right? We were never supposed to actually have feelings. We were never actually supposed to have opinions. We were never actually supposed to experience justice, right? Like, because we were things to them. We were belongings. And so like that attitude, which explains, right? Like that everyone knows that a Black woman is the most valuable thing in the world, the most valuable being in the world, right? But then but then they try to convince us that we're not, right? Because they have to convince us of that, because if they don't, then we'll know that actually, like, this is the truth. You feel me? And so, like, okay, so people are working overtime to try to convince us, like, even with our explaining and like defending ourselves, when we give energy to that, we are also giving energy to the fact that that could be that's even worth our energy and effort, right? Like, why would you eat? Why justify? And I had to say to myself, why would I justify that with a response? Like, literally, why would I give it the dignity of a response? Like, you are beneath me. Like, your moral compass, your moral fiber, it's beneath me, right? Why would I engage with that? Why would I engage with someone who doesn't see me as human? But then also, it's scary because you know that this is what people are thinking about you, and you don't know who it is because everyone's anonymous. They could be smiling in your face at your workplace and low key be dragging you behind the scenes under some anonymous account on whatever the heck platform, right? So it's like I'm having a moment of like emotional eruption from scrolling, because it's like either way, it's still scary. Like, either way, there are people who think that we are not human, either way, right? Like, no amount of convincing is going to convince those people otherwise. And so it's like, yeah, don't give them energy. And also, like, these people exist, right? Which is scary enough. So yeah, I don't know. That was just a thought. It's enraging and terrifying and exhausting because you also underpaid. Everybody wants you. Everybody wants everything you have. Everybody wants your culture. Everybody wants, but at the same time telling you that it's ghetto on you. Everybody wants everything from you, and they take without asking. They keep taking from you, and then they're underpaying you, and you can't even support yourself. They're getting wealthy off of your things, and you can't even enjoy your things. It's impossible. It's impossible. Like, these ideals, the West, like, what, it's impossible because their entire thing is built off of the idea that we are not human, right? Like, their entire thing, their entire like empire, right, is built off of the idea that we aren't human. That's how they built their empires, with violence, right? In other people's lands, like starving people, like, which means that they had to convince other people that they were not human. Because how do you allow something like that to go on? And like, it's insane to me. It's just like, and this is why I stay off. This is why I stay off those sites, because I realize, oh, no one's really here to actually do anything. No one's really here to care. And I don't mean no one. I'm not gonna say no one. It's just like, those people who are having those panels, right? They're still, even in their disrespect of Black women, are making money off of Black women. This is why, like, the red pill people don't make sense, because all y'all do is talk about Black women, right? And so that means that without Black women, you would have no platform, right? Which means you would have no content. All the black male creators. You're talking about black women things making money. That means you need black women to make your money, right? So then to say that you don't need black women doesn't make a lick of sense, because you're still using black women and their image, even though it's the degradation of it, to make money. So black women are gaslit all the time to believe that we are worthless, where literally everyone's action says otherwise. Like, and they believe it. They are convinced. Which it just never registered to me. Like, being introduced to that like stream of thought has been like, what in the world? And then like it's just not making any sense. I'm like, do these men hear themselves? Because the irony of you talking on black women and then saying you don't need them, but you do need them. You need them for content. What? You need the Meg Thee Stallions and you love them. And you use their image, though evilly, to make money. It's that, like, what in the world are we, like, what is happening? So anyway. Anyway. I don't even know how to end this. I really don't. I'm just stream of thought. I had to capture my thoughts because there's no way in the world that people live without like the pressure to perform. Like, even when I was talking earlier about like, if you know, don't wear your bonnets outside. I really don't care what y'all think about that. Like, honestly, I really don't care that black women wear bonnets outside the house. And I honestly don't think it's your business. And I honestly think that you have been taught to care about what black people look like black people and black women specifically, because you want to be kept safe. And you think that looking nice for white people is going to stop them from hurting you. It doesn't stop them from hurting you. You can be literally in your Sunday's best, referencing Bloody Sunday, and violence will still find you, minding your business. Little girls were destroyed, buried under rubble in a church on Sunday, wearing let's be serious. Let's be serious here. Let's be so for real. And so we put that pressure on ourselves and then other people to perform, because we don't want them don't bring that attention over here. No. Like, even people do it. People who say that don't even mean anything bad by it sometimes. It could come from love, right? Like, I want you to be respected. I want you to be loved. I want you to be taken seriously, right? And so I don't want you to wear that, right? But even in your Sunday's best, it doesn't matter what you wear. It doesn't matter your education. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Their system was never meant to protect you. You were never counted as human. So none of that stuff matters. Not to them. And that makes me sad, and that makes me angry. And that makes me emotional. Because there are people really walking this earth, which is so wild, who sees another human being and thinks less human of them. Like, I can't relate. It's just, and we really think that performing for these evil people in their evil and corrupt systems, because what sense does it make to treat someone poorly based on how they dress? What sense does that make? Who said that was cool? And why do we go along with it? How about you mind the clothes on your body? Maybe then you would dress for yourself instead of other people, right? We are taught, it is so programmed in us to shame each other, to keep a tight leash on each other. These rules aren't real, y'all. They're fake, and they never apply to you, because you were never counted as human. Literally, numbers, okay? You were never counted as human. And so, this internal, it's just, ugh. So, anywho, back to the bonnet conversation. Yeah, I personally, I don't care. I literally don't care what a person is wearing. And I also don't think that based on what a person is wearing, like I change how I treat people. I don't do that. Humans are humans. If I see someone who is unclothed, right? Like give them something to wear. But other than that, mind your business. Talking about like, oh, like even and I get it because I get it. We have been so programmed to care about what they think because we think that looking nice is going to make us we think looking nice is going to make them respect us. It's not. They think dressing nice is going to, it's not. You're going to be sitting across from them at the meeting room and they're going to try to figure out, oh, how can I say that she's not qualified for this thing? They're just going to find one more thing. It's never enough. It's one more thing. You don't make enough money. You have too many kids. You're not married. You are married. Like you're divorced. Like it's just, they're going to find one more thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's impossible. It's impossible. Like that's what I mean. Like it's impossible. So don't play into it, right? Like as much as you can, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand that also dressing in a certain way is protection. Like I can hold both, right? But you policing what other people are wearing, that has to stop. That got to stop. However people are navigating this impossible system of constant war, that's their business. No one was supposed to survive the system. You were never supposed to survive the system, by the way. You were supposed to be what people used in the system to make money, right? Like you were the system. And at this point, like we still are. They're still talking about us. Like they're making money off of us. We are still the crop. Black women are still the crop. The crop, the scapegoats, the saviors, right? Like, responsible for everything, holding everybody's burdens, right? But then never given the respect of being human, the dignity and the honor of being human. And then you got black men on right on board making money off of black women. Like how gross. How disgusting. But yeah, like knowing that there are people who think like this, like that have to be convinced that black women should be treated with dignity and honor and respect, right? Like that's scary. Because all these men be like, oh, it's not all men. But then it's like, but how do I know? Hello, like, how can I read into the deep, dark spaces in your mind to know if you don't personally hold these beliefs? How do I know? Because at some point, those beliefs are going to pop up, right? At some point, you're going to say something slick. At some point, you're going to do something dirty. You know what I'm saying? At some point, that belief, and I don't want to be caught off guard. I don't want to catch a stray, right? But so how do I know? Like, how do I know? I don't. There's no way of knowing, right? Like there's no way of knowing. And so yeah, it has to be all men. It has to be all men to keep me safe. It's all men until proven otherwise. But then again, it's like it's all men until proven otherwise until they do something, right? Like you know what I'm saying? And so like that's why men who get offended by that, I think I said this before, but like men who get offended by that, again, that's weird. Because why do you think women owe you like blind trust and loyalty given the state of the world? Hello? Like we are all under power of men. You know what I'm saying? And so like for you not to understand why women would be afraid of men or not like men, I don't understand that. I don't get that. Like literally, I don't compute. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's something they didn't consider or they're just like, I don't know, willfully being ignorant. I don't know. But either way, it's just, I'm tired. And so I just wanted to share that. It's just a thought in time about my experience of being a black woman and witnessing all this happening, even in not participating in it. Like you're creating space on a server somewhere to discuss why black women don't deserve good things. Shame on you, and may everything you do fail, right? And I mean that. Because what? Like, you're sucking up energy from the earth to talk down on women. Like, what? This is a weird world that we live in. It's a weird world we live in, y'all. So anyway, okay. I think that's enough. Laters. Oh, wait, no, I wasn't done. I'm sorry. I need to finish my thought. So I do that a lot. So yeah, so going back to it's all men. Okay, going back. So yeah, I would be running in the dark. I'd be walking. I love walking in cities in the dark. I love it. Okay, when I was in college, I used to do it in Baltimore. Don't recommend, but I enjoy nighttime. And I enjoy the sky at night, it's just a different feel. And there are men that I know who know that if they were ever to be walking at night, right, they would go over to the other side to let the woman know, like, hey, I'm not trying to bother you, like, you're safe, whatever. Like, they understand that. And they do it as a courtesy because they understand men are scary. So why are you offended by that, right? Like, and why do you think anybody owes you, like, me, myself, right? There's no reason why anybody has, like, I should think that people should trust me. They don't know me, right? Like, in real life, why would I be offended, unless I have, like, relationship with the person? Why would I be offended that a person doesn't trust me? They don't know me, right? So, yeah. So, anywho. But then you say things like that, and then people will come up with reasons why that doesn't make sense, or they will try to debunk, and it's just like, okay, that's tiring and exhausting. And so instead of lending my energy to debating about whether or not I should be treated like a human being, right? Let me just put myself in places where I am treated like a human being. And sadly, that list might get short. You feel me? Sadly. And even still, I'd much rather that than have to put up with, again, auditioning for enoughness. That's like a phrase I keep saying, but yeah, I don't know, it's weird to spend your energy and time coming up with reasons why people don't deserve stuff. That is weird. That is weird. And that's coming from a very, like, snatchy toddler kind of mindset, right? Like, oh, well, there's not enough for everyone to go around. Yes, there is, honey. They're hoarding it. There's enough. You don't have to come up with reasons why people don't deserve anything. We need to spend that energy getting to the people that are convincing us that we don't deserve anything, that we have to work for food, which is insane. That's an insane concept. You're going to take hold of the earth, which, like, doesn't belong to you, and then say, like, that don't make no sense, and then make me have to earn to eat. And then tell me as a farmer what seeds I can plant and what, like, come on. Like, there's no way that you think that this is okay. But I think it's because it's easier, right? It's obviously easier to punch down or to, you can't see my hands, but like, infight or whatever. Like, you don't need to come up with reasons why people don't deserve good things. We could just be good. And I had this thought earlier, and I think I'll just say it here too. If we were good to each other, none of this would be happening. If we actually cared about each other, none of this would be happening. We would not be here. If we weren't trying to think of reasons why people don't deserve some things and some people do, right? Like, if we were actually concerned with each other, if we were actually kind to each other, the things that people, like, look down on and whatever, we would not be here. It literally, all it could take is a decision. It could be a one decision to make everything correct, right? And I had this thought also about, like, work, and now I'm on a tangent. Sorry, y'all, but here we are. I had this thought about work. And I was like, literally, we could all just decide tomorrow to stop participating. Like, literally, there's more of us than there are of them. And we could all decide, you know what, on this date, right? We're from this date to this date, we're not going to work. And also, we would have to take care of each other. That means people with more resources, you have to share them. And you're not giving handouts. We're trying to liberate all of us. Okay? We could decide one day that we would offer our homes, our food, like whatever we have to share, like to our neighbor or, whatever, like your parents, whoever, your children. You know, I got you for a day. I can cover your paycheck, whatever. I can put in for whatever, and we could take care of each other. And for one day, we could just decide to let this thing all crumble. We really could. But instead, we're coming up with reasons why people don't deserve good things, wasting our creative energy, because even this realm of oppression was created. It was in someone's imagination. It was an idea. And y'all went with this. Whoever did, not y'all, y'all out there, not the peeps. You feel me? Shout out to Erica Denero TV. Not y'all, but y'all. But y'all decided instead, you know what? Let's operate from a place of hate and lack and be like, let's take everything. Like, what? Let's just take everything. Let's just, you know what? Forget sharing. Let's just ensure our survival by taking everything. And leaving nothing for anybody else. That won't come back and bite us in the butt later. What? Like, it doesn't have to be this way. And that frustrates me. It could all be so simple, but you'd rather make it hard. Shout out to Lauren. And all of this is because of the ego. And it really is the easiest thing to do. Like, this over, like, caring for one another over legislation. Like, some people are not doing the right thing because they're like, well, technically I don't have to. Like, you don't have to wait for a law to pay your people well. Hello? Hello? You don't have to wait for a law to give your employees health care and like I don't know. I'm looking at you, McDonald's. Because the thing is, like, I get it. I understand, small businesses and things like that and all of that. And also McDonald's exists, right? Like, McDonald's doesn't have to exist. And here go business, numbers. But like, it could all be simple if we all just decided to care for one another. But instead, we're coming up with reasons why groups of people don't deserve good things. Fighting over crumbs when we could have the whole cake. That's a sad sight to see. The cake is sitting right there, y'all. And we don't have to, like, hey, there's a big cake for all of us, and we don't have to fight about this. We could just be good to each other. We don't have to wait for a religion to tell us. We could just do the right thing. Hello? Because it's the right thing to do. We don't have to anyway. Charity is great, and charities are great. And I'm not saying shut them down, obviously, but I'm saying, like, low key, we could just take care of each other. We could just be charitable with one another. You feel me? But we're letting people get away with stuff because of technicalities and what's technically allowed and legal. And I don't know. Despair. Despair and angst and frustration. But no, it's just human. But thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. And just be good to each other. Be good to yourselves. Yay.